Hi, my name is Larry and welcome to this episode of Learn It with Larry. And today we're going to talk about the physical aspects of your BirdDog P200 camera. Now this is your P200. It comes in two colors. So there's a white version, there's a black version. So we're using the black. So first up you have of course the lens, and you have the motor right there. When you look at the camera at the back of it, you will see that you have an HDMI port and you have an SDI port. These ports are active even if you're using NDI. We'll talk about that part later on. But basically you have a camera that has an SDI out and an HDMI out. So if you are not a fan of NDI yet, for whatever reason it may be, you can still use the BirdDog PTZ cameras using their SDI or HDMI out. Additionally, you also have a CVBS output, which is an analog video via RCA. So you can also have that as an output to whatever system that you want to use it for. It has an audio output and an audio input port right here. And you also have an IR select switch here. So this is used when you're using multiple remote IR control remote and you want to set this as IR group 1 or group 2 or group 3. You also have a USB 2 port right here available for your firmware updates. And now of course you have your 12-volt power port right here, and this Ethernet ports right here are actually for your control. So the camera can be controlled using multiple control protocols. Again, I have to repeat this, if you are not into NDI yet, for whatever reason again, you can also control the camera using an RS232 or an RS422. You can also control it via an IP protocol. So you have your RS232 port, you have your 422 port, and you have your NDI video and PoE network port right here. Again, if you are working with baseband output, the HDMI or SDI, you might want to set your video standard, and this rotary wheel right here is for. So this is where you select your video format. Now it has numbers from 0, 1 to 9, and you have letters from A to F. Every digit right there corresponds to a specific video format. In case, let's say you want to set your PTZ camera to 1080i50, there is a cheat sheet at the bottom of the camera that basically tells you which of this digit corresponds to specific resolution and frame rate. So for example, if I want to look at dip 1, that's basically 1080p 2997. So again, that feature, if you're using the baseband output using this gyration switch, all you have to do is decide which format resolution you want to work on or you want to be at the output, and then you can select it from this dip switches values from 0 to 9 or from A to F. It has your tripod mount at the bottom, and you also have dip switches available right here. So you have your switch 1 to 8. Again, this switches corresponds to specific values. So when you have your two states, this switch has two states. You have your on state and then you have your off state. This is where you want to set up your controls via Visca. So you have your Visca address for digits 1, 2, 3, and you can turn on your DVI or HDMI signal on and off from there. So if dip switch number 4 is off, then that's going to be your HDMI signal to be active right there. Dip switch number 6, if it's on, it's going to be on 422. If it's off, it's going to be using the RS232 control protocol in this. And then dip switch number 7 and 8, depending on your combination, you have all of these values written right here to be selected. Again, for setups that needs a little more conventional way of doing it, you want to run via your baseband and not via NDI, again, for whatever reason there is, because NDI, come on, where are you living? You should try to use NDI, because you just try it, and again, once you try it, you're not gonna look back. So that's your bottom part, that's your back part, and then in the front part, of course, you have your lens right here, and you have your tally indicator right here. So it provides you a red if it's in program, green if it's preview, or off if it's not used in either preview or program. It's a very, very cool setup. And then you have your power indicator right here at the bottom of the lens. So there you have it. Those are the ports and your switches available for your P200. So now let's talk about what's under the hood. Now this camera is using a 1/2.8 CMOS Sony sensor in it. So it's a 2.13 megapixel sensor in the camera. The focal range of your lens is a 4.3 millimeter at its widest and 129 millimeters in its tele. That makes it a 30x camera, a 30x zoom camera. Apart from the 30x zoom, it also has a digital zoom of 12x, and again available in the camera. So apart from the 30x optical zoom, you also have a 12x digital zoom available in the camera. The camera also has a variable aperture of f1.6 at its widest, and that closes down to f4.7 when you are at your 129mm focal length. On the mechanical side of it, the camera has a pan movement of 350 degrees. And for the tilt movement, it does plus 90 to negative 30 degrees. Now there you have it. That's your P200 from the outside and a little bit on the inside of it. Again, if you have more questions about the camera, you know how to reach us. Again, this is Larry. Thank you for watching. Okay. Now again, this is Larry. Thank you for watching.